The Antigravity A1 is tons of fun. And I'm taking down a trip soon, can't wait. But in the meantime, I want to show you how to edit these 5 cinematic shots in Antigravity Studio for desktop. And you'll see Antigravity Studio makes it super easy. Here we go. And let's start with the tracking shot. So we're gonna track a person or an object so that it stays in the middle of the frame. But before we start, I want to show you this real quick. So some of you don't like that fisheye effect, right? With the curved horizon that you get in 360 footage, but it's super easy to fix that in Antigravity Studio. You can switch to linear view here and you'll get a super straight horizon instantly, just like normal drone footage. Or you can even change the parameters here manually yourself if you want. So it's super easy to fix that fisheye effect. Okay, but now let me show you the tracking shot. And there's a dedicated tool for that in Antigravity Studio, Deep Track. So all you need to do is set the playhead there where you want to start the tracking, hit the Deep Track icon here, and then just draw a rectangle over the object or person you want to track. Hit Start Tracking and Antigravity Studio will do the rest. And then just hit stop when you want to stop the tracking. And then down here, this green indicator shows you where the tracking is applied to which part of your video clip. And of course, you can just select it and easily delete it. And next we're gonna make our footage look like FPV footage. Now you can of course fly the Antigravity A1 in FPV mode, but it's more difficult, it takes more practice. But in Antigravity Studio you can make your normal 360 drone footage look like FPV footage. So how does it work? Well, let's say we want to make this turn here look like FPV, right? Just set the playhead first to the start of the turn and then hit this icon here to add a keyframe. And that keyframe marks the start of an adjustment in the settings. In this case, the roll angle. And then next, move the playhead to the end of the turn, add another keyframe, and with that keyframe selected, adjust the roll angle. And now, between those keyframes, the roll angle will change gradually, from 0 to whatever you set in the second keyframe. See? And now it looks like FPV footage, an FPV turn. The main difference between FPV and normal drone footage is that the horizon doesn't stay leveled in FPV footage because of that roll. And then of course we can also do our next turn. Move the playhead, add another keyframe and adjust the roll angle to the other side. And see, this was before, horizon stays leveled, and this is after adding the keyframes and changing the roll angle. FPV footage. And you can take this as far as you want. Technically, you could even transform your whole flight into an FPV flight. And now let's take our FPV effect to the next level by adding a barrel roll. So set the playhead to where you want the barrel roll to start and create a keyframe. Move the playhead until where you want it to end and create another keyframe. And then, with the last keyframe selected, adjust the roll angle all the way to 360 degrees until you see 1x here, which means that you did one full roll. And if you keep going, it's gonna say 2x, which means 2 rolls. So it's super easy. And look, the thing with FPV footage is that usually it looks fast, right? So what you can also do to make it look faster is add motion blur. Just hit this icon here, Motion ND, and then Antigravity Studio will add motion blur whenever there's fast movement. And it really gives the impression that you were going a lot faster than you actually were. Now, whether or not you like this effect, it's entirely subjective, right? If you don't like it, that's totally fine. Just know that it's there. And then next is the speed ramp, which is a technique that you can use to make your normal shots look more cinematic. Yeah, and it's so easy. Just set the playhead to where you want the speed ramp to start and hit the time shift icon here. And then you get this red indicator, right? That's where the video will be sped up. And you can make it longer and shorter. And of course, also set how fast you want your speed ramp. And that's it. That's how easy it is. But you can also make a speed ramp look and feel even more cinematic. How? Well, if you go to the project side of Antigravity Studio, and this is where you can add music and make transitions and basically edit a video with all the clips that you have. So just import your video clip here, drop it on the timeline, and then import a sound effect. A whoosh sound, for example. Drop it on the audio track under your video clips, position it under the speed ramp, and that's it. And now it looks and sounds like this. And then finally, the camera whip. Look, when I showed you the tracking shot, right? By the end of the tracking here, the camera is facing backwards, right? And so we can use a camera whip to get the camera back to the front. First, set the playhead to where you want the whip to start, add a keyframe, then move the playhead a bit, add another keyframe, and the more space between the two keyframes, the slower the movement will be. And then with the second keyframe selected, move the camera back to the front. And to make it really look like a whip movement, I also like to turn on Motion ND. And what you can also do, if you select that line between the two keyframes here, see? There with those settings, you can set how the movement progresses between those two keyframes. So you can set here if the movement fades in or fades out. So just play around a bit with this setting to see what looks best on whatever camera movement you're editing. It literally can make a camera movement look 10 times better with one click of a button. And right now, there's discounts up to 25%, and Antigravity offers warranty coverage and local repair centers worldwide for fast and reliable support. Okay, and that's it guys. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next one.